Right now, the UK government is handing parents up to 30 hours a week of completely free childcare, worth over £20,000 before your kid even starts school, and about a third of eligible families aren't claiming it. If you've got a child under 5, or you're expecting, the next 8 minutes could genuinely be the most valuable thing you watch this year. The average full-time nursery place in England costs parents over £13,000 a year. That's more than £1,000 a month disappearing from your bank account. And for families earning between 25 and 45k, that nursery bill can feel like a second rent payment. But here's the thing, as of April 2025, the free childcare system has been expanded further than it's ever been. And the eligibility rules are far more generous than most people assume. The problem is, the system doesn't come and find you. You have to go and claim it. And the application deadlines are brutally specific, miss them by a single day and you're locked out for an entire term. So let's break down exactly who qualifies, exactly how many hours you get, and the one deadline mistake that costs thousands of families every single year. Here's where the confusion starts. The UK doesn't have one free childcare scheme. It has for overlapping entitlements based on your child's age, and most parents only know about one of them. Take Sarah. She's a teaching assistant in Leeds, earning £29,000 a year. Her partner works part-time on around £18,000. Their daughter turned 9 months old in January 2025. Sarah assumed free childcare didn't kick in until age 3, because that's what her mum told her, and that's what Google said when she searched it back in 2023. She was wrong. Since September 2024, working parents of children from 9 months old have been entitled to 15 free hours per week. And from September 2025, that doubles to 30 hours. Sarah missed an entire year of free hours. At an average nursery rate of £6.50 an hour, that's roughly £6,300 she paid out of pocket for childcare she was entitled to get for free. And she's not unusual. A 2024 report from the Early Years Alliance found that 32% of eligible families with children under 2 were not accessing their funded hours. That's hundreds of thousands of families leaving money on the table, not because they don't qualify, but because the system is confusing and the deadlines are unforgiving. Here's the part that almost nobody knows: even the universal entitlement that every single 3- and 4-year-old qualifies for, regardless of income, still requires you to actively apply through your childcare provider. It's not automatic. Nothing is automatic. Right. Here are the 4 tiers of free childcare in England as of 2025, who qualifies for each, and the exact steps to claim them. Number 1, the universal entitlement for 3- and 4-year-olds. Every child in England gets 15 hours of free childcare per week from the term after they turn 3, until they start reception. Every child. It doesn't matter what you earn, whether you work, whether you're on benefits, this is universal. It runs for 38 weeks a year, term time only, though many providers let you stretch it across more weeks at fewer hours. You claim it by simply giving your national insurance number to your childcare provider. They handle the funding claim with a local authority. You don't need a code. You don't need to apply online. But you do need to be at a registered provider, childminder, nursery, or preschool that's signed up with your council. Now here's the trap most parents fall into: they assume this is all they're entitled to. But if you're a working parent, there's a much bigger entitlement sitting right on top of it. Number 2, extended hours for working parents of 3- and 4-year-olds. If both parents are working, or you're a single parent who works, and you each earn at least the equivalent of 16 hours a week at the national living wage, you qualify for 30 hours a week instead of 15. For 2025, that minimum earning threshold works out to around £8,670 a year per parent. But, and this is the bit that trips people up, neither parent can earn over £100,000 a year. So the income band is roughly £8,700 to £100,000 per parent. If you're on this channel, you're almost certainly inside that range. You claimed this through the Childcare Choices website, specifically the HMRC Childcare service. You apply online, you get a 30-hour code, and you give that code to your nursery by the deadline. We'll get to those deadlines in a moment because they are genuinely unforgiving. But first, those under 3s. Number 3, the new entitlements for under 3s. This is the big 2024 to 2025 expansion. This rolled out in stages. From April 2024, working parents of 2-year-olds got 15 free hours. From September 2024, working parents of children from 9 months old got 15 free hours. And from September 2025, that goes up to 30 hours per week for all working parents of children from 9 months to school age. Same income rules as the extended hours, you need to be earning at least the minimum threshold, neither parent over 100K. Same application process, you get a code from HMRC through the Childcare Choices portal. Here's the original insight most content about this topic misses: the 30-hour entitlement from September 2025 doesn't mean 30 hours of literally free childcare in practice. Most nurseries charge for extras, meals, nappies, consumables, extended sessions. The government funding rate paid to providers is around £5.88 per hour for under 2s in 2025, but many nurseries charge parents £8 or £9 an hour. Some providers top up the difference with additional fees. So you might still face a bill, but it'll be a fraction of what you'd pay without the funded hours. Always ask your provider upfront, do you charge any top-up fees for funded hours? You're legally entitled to access the funded hours without paying anything extra, but providers can charge for optional additional services. Knowing the difference saves you hundreds. Number 4, the entitlement most people have completely forgotten about: disadvantaged 2-year-olds. This one has existed for years but is chronically underclaimed. If your 2-year-old's family receives certain benefits, universal credit with a household income under around £15,400 after tax, income support, income-based JSA, the guarantee element of pension credit, or if your child has an education, health and care plan, your child gets 15 free hours from age 2. This is completely separate from the working parent entitlements. You don't need to be working. You apply through your local council, not through HMRC. Every council has a slightly different process. Most let you check eligibility and apply online through their website. And crucially, you can be eligible for this and the working parent entitlement at different stages. If you move into work while your child's still 2, you might transition from the disadvantaged 2-year-old funding to the working parent funding seamlessly, but only if you know to reapply. Now, the deadlines that catch everyone out. For the 30-hour code and the working parent entitlements, you need your code before the term starts. The deadlines for 2025 are 31st of August for the autumn term, 31st of December for the spring term, 31st of March for the summer term. Miss the deadline by 1 day and your child doesn't get funded hours until the following term. That's potentially 4 months of paying full price. And you also need to reconfirm your code every 3 months through your HMRC Childcare account. If you forget, the code lapses and you lose entitlement midterm. Set a calendar reminder right now. Seriously. Pause this, open your phone, and set a recurring reminder every 11 weeks to reconfirm your childcare code. Let's put real numbers on this. If you claim 30 free hours from when your child is 9 months old through to school entry, roughly 3.5 years, at an average provider rate of £7 an hour, that's 30 hours times 38 weeks times £7 times 3.5 years. That's over £27,900 in childcare you didn't have to pay for. Even accounting for some top-up fees and the fact the September 2025 expansion to 30 hours hasn't fully launched yet, we're talking about a benefit worth conservatively £15,000 to £20,000 per child. The Department for Education confirmed in their 2025 spring statistical release that over 880,000 children were accessing funded early education places. But eligibility modeling from the Institute for Fiscal Studies suggests over 1 million children could be accessing hours by late 2025 once the full expansion is live. the gap between who's eligible and who's claiming is still enormous. Don't be in that gap. One thing to do today: go to childcarechoices.gov.uk, check what you're entitled to, and if you qualify, get your code before the next deadline locks you out. And if you're also trying to figure out how to actually make the most of the money you're saving on childcare, whether that's paying down debt faster or starting to invest, I made a video on exactly that, and it's right here. Asterisk.